been a decade of heartache for June and Barry Steenkamp, who tragically lost their daughter Reeva, aged just 29, when she was shot and killed by her then boyfriend and Paralympic athlete Oscar Pistorius.
His murder trial was closely followed by millions around the world, as every minute of the legal argument was broadcast live on South African television. Oscar Pistorius continually maintained in court that he thought Reeva was an intruder who had broken into his home. It's a story that he still stands by to this day.
10 years on, and Barry Steenkamp has come face to face with Pistorius in prison as he seeks to be granted parole in just a few weeks' time. And June and Barry join us now. Today, June and Barry, thank you for joining us. This must be such a difficult day for the two of you. 10 years ago, I'm sure today, uppermost in your thoughts is remembering your lovely daughter, Reeva.
Yes. Missing her so much. Every day. Seems like yesterday it happened. It's very hard for us because we loved her and she loved us and she spent a lot of time with us. And now we're still grieving for her. People who have lost children, it takes a long time for you to settle down and to get to know that they're not going to be around anymore. But we really, truly, we just love her so much and miss her. So part of our life is gone. And we'll see her one day. But that's what we look forward to.
We spoke when you appeared on our programme before, about 16 months ago. Since then, you made the very difficult decision to meet Mr. Pistorius as part of the South African Victor Offender Dialogue programme. I know that, Barry, you did attend that meeting and read out a letter from June. June, you didn't go, you left it to Barry, understandably. I just wondered, when you had that meeting with Mr. Pistorius, do you think he understood in the conversation you had the pain that the two of you have gone through, and did he understand why you can't forgive him for what he did?
I'm sure he felt remorse. Naturally, anybody who has been in prison and you've killed or murdered somebody, there's always a remorse after that, excepting for the odd person who doesn't care anything. But I'm sure that he did have remorse after shooting Reeva. When I went to the VOD and met Oscar, I asked him certain questions. All June and I wanted to know was the truth, what we feel was the truth, that he actually killed her because of anger. I didn't get the answer that I wanted. So, it didn't take very long. It could have taken us the whole day at the VOD, but it was shortened by me stating that we aren't getting the answers that we want, and we'll leave it at that. And that we leave to Oscar. Now, only Oscar knows the true story. And let me also, I just want to put something straight. It was in the news a couple of days ago that Oscar was wailing and crying like a baby. It wasn't wailing and crying like a baby. Tears came into his eyes, yes. But it wasn't that dramatic that he was wailing and crying like a baby. Yeah. It was very traumatizing for myself and also for June that wasn't there. June couldn't wait, for me to get home to find out what had gone on. I don't think June would have been able to go through the VOD that day. So I'm quite pleased she didn't go along with me.
Can I ask
But my
you?
lawyer,
Yeah.
our lawyer, Tanya, went along with me, yes.
And can I ask you, June, why you decided not to go with Barry that day? Because it must have been tempting on some level to at least, as you say, look him in the face and try and get those answers finally after a decade of denials.
Yes, it was very stressful for Barry. We were all worried about him and if he would survive the whole conversation, because it was very, very tiring for him, and he hasn't been well lately. And the thing is that I wrote a letter to him because I was actually afraid of what I would do if I went there, because I was thinking naturally that I would want to, well, maybe I didn't know how I was going to react, but because of that, then I decided not to go, and my psychologist told me that she didn't think it was in my best interest to go. But then I wrote a letter for Oscar, which the person was there to read what I wrote to him, that he'd taken, you know, the most precious thing that we got from God was Reeva. And all the things that he'd taken away from me were a grandchild, Reeva's wedding, her wedding dress. She would never be able to do her law degree. She had a law degree. That was gone. Everything that he'd taken away from us. Yeah. And that's when he became emotional.
And of course,
as Barry said, he wasn't wailing, yes.
Yeah. And of course, you now have to countenance the fact that he may well be released at some point on parole. What are your views on that now, having been in the same room as him, Barry, and not being satisfied with the answers that you were given?
You know, what I've previously told people, if he's due for parole, let the law take its course, so long as it's all done legally, to the day, then I'm sure, you know, everybody's entitled to parole at a certain time. And a lot of people think, you know, parole, then you're out. It's not as easy as that. You are still virtually in prison because you have to report to the police station, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do it. But besides that, I'm not against the parole taking its course. Closer to the time, we will hear when he's due for parole and that, and then we will most probably think differently of the whole situation. I don't know. But from my side, I feel let the law take its course, and, you know, from there, if he's entitled to it, let him be out on parole.
Barry, you said that
I think
that Mr. Pistorius didn't give you the answers that you wanted to hear. If he had been able to show real remorse and had explained to you what happened, could you then, do you think, have found it within yourselves to forgive and to support early parole, or is that just too difficult a thing for any parent to have to deal with?
You know, once he comes up for parole, let's just go back a little bit further. You know, I feel that if Mr. Pistorius had told the truth in the beginning, we don't know, we feel it's not true with the version that he gave, but I'm sure he would have felt a lot better. The public would have felt a lot better. People would have forgiven him quicker. And it's a very difficult situation, yes, very difficult. And as I said, if he's due for parole, let them go ahead and, you know, go through the whole course of the parole and let it be, so long as the thing is done legally.
And June, can you, I mean, this is a day to remember Reeva, isn't it? Tell us about her and how you remember and honour her memory today of all days, but I know every waking moment of your life for the last 10 years.
All right. The first thing that I initially, after the court case, then I just wanted to sit and cry and be upset. But then I thought to myself, no, I must do something. I must do something myself. I can't sit and cry. Rather do something. So that's when they became. I made the Reeva Steenkamp Foundation Against the Abuse of Women and Children.
You and your attorney,
yes.
Tanya.
With Tanya and Olga.
And Olga.
Yes.
Well, you're turning your grief you're turning your grief into something positive for others.
Yes.
Well, we thank you.
We're already helping women with trouble with men, and we go around to schools and give the little girls, and then we give bursaries to final year family law.
Well, it's extraordinary that given your deep loss and your grief that you can do something positive for others amidst all of that. And we thank you both for being willing to talk to us about your experiences of this last year or so. I know that the cameras went in with you and that there is a documentary about that too, which is also very brave to do. Thank you, both of you. We wish you all the best on this day and our love to you.
Much love and strength on this day to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.